Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, and for those of you that have not been here before, my name is KAMANI ALANA and welcome. I'm super excited about this video, like you don't even understand. Like I've been waiting for Miss Mother to come out with a foundation. I feel like this probably should have happened like 15 years ago. For me, it's super exciting because I've been a pro celebrity makeup artist for about 10-12 years now, and one of the first makeup artists that I learned about was Pat McGrath, along with Kevyn, NARS, Francois. Like these are like the celebrities to me. I mean, yes, I deal with celebrities in the limelight. I've done makeup for Victoria Beckham, Christina Milian, a lot of celebrities. But to me, when people would ask me like, what celebrity do you want to meet? And I'd be like, I want to meet like NARS Francois, or I want to meet Pat McGrath. Like, it was a thing, and it's still that way for me, because when you're in a certain industry and you know, I'm an artist myself, like these are the people you look up to, you aspire to be. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about Miss Pat McGrath new foundation. I also have the powder as well, so we're gonna test that out. This is literally my first impressions. So the specs on this foundation, it is light to medium coverage, so you're not really gonna get a full coverage on this foundation. As far as Pat McGrath's work, I know that she works a lot in a lot of runways, campaigns, and things like that, where they want your skin to look like skin. It's a natural finish, and she just came out with 36 shades. Like, let's just come out the box kicking these hoes in the head, okay? Like, let's just do it right now. I had a chance to really look at the shade selection firsthand. The shades are beautiful. They're actually correct. So if they say they have red undertones, that's what it was. If it said it had yellow undertones, that's what it was. And if it's neutral, that's what it was. So I feel like she did a pretty good job with just the color selection, the undertones. Now for me, I actually picked out the color Deep 23. And if you ever look at the description on Deep 23, it says intense yellow undertones. And that's why this was basically the color for me. Now without further ado, let's just go into this packaging. Come on now. I mean, yes. Now this is the Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Foundation. This packaging is on another level. Now when I open it, as you can see, there's still some of that gold writing. You have the beautiful bottle on here. Number one, what I already love about this packaging is black and gold. Black and gold is my two favorite colors. You can't go wrong with that. The packaging is just sublime. This unicarton is everything. And then when I just turn to the side, you can just kind of see the way it opens. So it's a little bit different than most unicartons. Now we're gonna pull this bad boy out of the box here. Ooh, child. You can't tell Pat nothing. Like, she brings it, okay? You just have this beautiful frosted glass packaging, the black and the gold here cap. I mean, it's just beautiful. It's sleek. It's just, it's gorgeous. Like, it's very, very appealing. Like I said, the packaging is just sublime. Just want to mention as well, when I first picked up the bottle, I just thought it was a screw-off cap, but it's not. If you pull it out, you actually have a pump here, which I really like. And then once we set the foundation, we're gonna set it with her new Skin Fetish. This is the Sublime Perfection Powder. And this packaging still all in uniform. Here is the actual packaging for the powder here. You can see her name and logo are written on there. Very, very nice, clear packaging, and then you have the nice, beautiful black top. So let's just get started. I'm actually going to pump this on my hand here. And as you can see, it already starting to move. So it's a little liquidy as it is, because it's only gonna be a light to medium coverage. So what Pat suggests is that you use your fingers, because that's really how she applies her makeup when she's doing her shows and all of her campaigns. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do today, which I don't mind. So I'm really just gonna like put this on my skin. These undertones are giving me life, honey. So I'm really just gonna get this on my skin, and I'm just patting it just to see how much product that one pump was. So we'll keep track of the pumps that's going on here. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna sort of use my finger to put it on. And I know she uses all her fingers, honey, but she really likes like that natural, super natural finish, that runway look, you know what I mean? And I like that. Sometimes you don't need a full coverage all the time. And sometimes I feel like a good light to medium coverage in the summertime, depending on what weather you're in, is like really nice, because sometimes you don't want your base to be like too heavy. And that was one pump that I already put on, so they already covered that. We already know this is definitely gonna like cover my forehead here. So I'm really just gonna rub it in. And sometimes, like honestly, even with my other foundations, I will just use my finger, because sometimes I just don't even have a brush handy, so just like throw it on. But I love it because your fingers really like warm up the product, and it can really like sink into your skin. And a lot of the patting and stippling motion that you do with your fingers, especially when you want more of that like natural blended look, is really, really nice when you use your fingers. So yeah, that's definitely a natural finish. And listen, you guys already see through this camera, it is dead on. Like, this is a good color for me. I'm just gonna go into the areas that I feel like I need a little more coverage, because I love the fact that you can kind of see my freckles. We're gonna go in with concealer in just a little bit, but because this is what the foundation is, she wants to see your skin. This is more of like a skin foundation. I'm just gonna go in a couple areas that I'm just having a little trouble with. So we're just gonna go in with, I think, just, you know, like, that was a half a pump, really. I don't know if I need like a full pump, but I'm just going to really concentrate on a few areas. And what I'm gonna do is, because I'm trying to cover up some scars, and this is a very sheer foundation, so it goes from sheer to medium coverage, what I'm gonna do is I am actually going to let these areas, I'm gonna let it dry down for just a few minutes, so it becomes a little bit thicker and emollient, just so I can really like cover these areas. I'm actually gonna go in with a lighter concealer today, so it just really blends in seamlessly with foundation, since it's such a sheer coverage. So I'm actually gonna go in with my Veil Cosmetics. This is the Complexion Fix, and I freaking love this one. In the industry, we call this the Holy Grail. And it's just like this beautiful, the undertones are beautiful, especially for my brown girls. I mean, anybody really. And you can actually build this one. So as you build it, you can go from sheer coverage to full coverage. And as you're building this one, it doesn't get cakey. You can manipulate the product very, very well while it's still wet. So I'm actually gonna go in with, because I have a tan now, I'm gonna go in with the color 4G, which stands for 4 Golden. I'm just clicking it right now. And then we're just gonna kind of come under my eyes here. And I mean, I usually, with this one, I just use my fingers most of the time, because I find with this one, though it's sheer to, you know, you can get to full coverage, the Beauty Blender kind of like soaks up the product. And because it's sheer, then you're really left with like, it's a little too sheer, it kind of like pulls the product away from your face a little bit too much. But I usually let this product sit on my face for at least like 2 minutes so it can dry down a little bit. So as I'm gonna let this concealer dry down, and then I'm gonna go back into the pat foundation. Let's just pat her down, let's just see where she's at. She's thickened up just a tad bit, and I'm really staying concentrated in these areas right here, if you guys can see, just to kind of cover. And it's covering. It's a nice little coverage when you put that on there. Okay, let's see how we do on this side here. Let's see. The weather in Cali right now is a little weird. Like, sometimes it's hot, sometimes it's cold at night. It's just weird, so my skin is just kind of acting up a little bit, but it's not bad. I like that I waited just for a minute, so if you need that little bit of extra coverage, just to maybe wait a few minutes for it to just kind of like thicken up a little bit. Now I've let this concealer dry down a little bit, just a little bit. So we're actually just gonna go with my finger. We'll just stick to, you know, the plan here. And I'm just gonna go over my eyes really quickly, and I'm just gonna get all up in here, honey. That's how I do it. And just to usually even it out after a little bit, I'll just kind of go in with a brush, but my finger warms up the product. And usually just to even it out a little bit, I'll just pat it down with a foundation brush. You can use a concealer brush. I usually like the flat ones that are like kind of thick this way, but a little bit bigger, so I can just like cover more, you know, area, and just so I can get in there, honey. Now on the description of the foundation, it also says that it's supposed to give like a light blurring effect, and I am kind of seeing that. It's like I see my skin, but it's just kind of like smoothed out. That's really what that means. This is really, really pretty, you guys. I like it. I feel like glowing. I'm feeling fresh. I don't feel like it's heavy at all. I feel like my face can move, like it's breathable. And I love that you can just pump it and just throw it on with your fingers really, really quickly. And I like the fact that the product is working really, really well with the warmth of my fingers. So it just distributed the product really nicely. There's no streaking, because usually sometimes, we all know, with a thinner, more sheer foundation, there will be some streaking going on. I just appreciate a good, like, more of a skin foundation sometimes. You just don't want to go that heavy. Sometimes you just want to let your skin glow, especially when you're having a good skin day. You're like, yes, let my skin speak for itself. Like, let's go. Let's go ahead and set this foundation down. Now, this is in the powder medium 3, which was suggested for my skin tone, my shade range. So we're just gonna go in and let's see what she do. Just to show you guys the powder, you can see the medium 3 is very deep golden. I'm gonna go in with my NARS Kabuki brush because I just wanna do like a light touch. I just wanna see how this is gonna work. Usually when I take powders that are maybe a little bit this dark and a deeper tone, sometimes it tends to deepen the color of my foundation, so I'm hoping it doesn't do that. So let's just see what it does here. Oh wow, okay. This is a little cute. It's just like basically holding the color, so it's not changing the color, which is really nice. It doesn't feel like this is gonna need a lot of powder, so that's why I'm just doing light touch first, just to see what's going on here. Because if Pat wants to keep it sheer to medium coverage, honey, I'm trying to follow the rules with Pat, okay? I'm trying to get that runway, very, you know, glowy, very natural look without looking like I have too much on. So I'm trying to stay true to that. So I'm not trying to go too heavy and or too hard in the paint for this one. So, I mean, it's finishing it beautifully though. These are working really well together. I mean, this is really, really pretty. This is very like, what? I have makeup on? I mean, just a little bit, but like. Now I'm actually gonna go into a different powder because I wanna actually brighten up under my eyes here and keep that, you know, bright. That's what concealer is for, right? To lighten and brighten. So I noticed with this powder is a good powder to set your foundation and keep that color, but it's not going to brighten, which in turn is good because you don't want to necessarily brighten the rest of your face. You just want to keep it in certain areas. So actually I am gonna go in with my Laura Mercier. This is my translucent powder, and I'm just gonna take one of my my booty blenders, and we're just gonna go right under my eyes here and just kind of lock down right here in my crease lines as well. And I'm not gonna bake for very long because this is supposed to be that natural finish, right? So I don't want to be going like too hard in the paint. I want it all to like pull together and blend. And I'm just going over my eyebrows a little bit, so once I do my eyebrows, they're nice and set down. There's not too much oil in my brows, or whatever brow product you guys may use, it's not slipping off. So I always like to kind of, when I remember to do so, just kind of go in here and just set down these brows as well. And now already, I'm already taking this down. I'm not even gonna let like this bake for, what was that, like 30 seconds, if that. I'm just kind of like pressing it into my skin. So see how that Laura Mercier just still brightened, because I still want to keep it bright in this area. As you can see, my skin is still natural and it's still giving that like luminous glowy look. I don't look like overdone or anything. I mean, it just still looks like skin. But I love the fact that she just stayed true to who she was. She was like, listen, I do runway. I do campaigns, okay? I do all these Versace and whoever else. Like, this is what I do. I gotta tell you guys, like, this foundation is just so silky and gorgeous. I mean, the more I'm looking at it, it's like, it's on, it looks beautiful, and but I can still see like my freckles, which I don't consider freckles as imperfections whatsoever. But it just is just like, ooh, yes. But you can just still see like the texture of my skin though, which is so beautiful. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a little bronzer around my perimeter here, because I just feel like I need to add some more shape in my face. That's just normal no matter what foundation you're putting on. So I'm actually gonna go into my newly added, this is the Marc Jacobs. This is the deeper tone that they finally came out with in their Omega bronzer, and this color is in Tantalize. And so I'm just gonna come here and I'm just gonna do just a light bronze, and I just wanna see, honestly, I'm gonna rub this. I'm gonna put this on because I wanna see if the foundation is gonna move all over the place, because usually sometimes sheer foundations, they move. So if I put this on and then I put the powder on, it shouldn't really move. So let's just see what happens. Like, I should be able to do whatever with this foundation and it's not, ooh, yes. Come on, bronze. But I just wanna make sure it's not moving. So whatever I'm doing, like, I shouldn't have to be like that delicate with the foundation. So I just wanna make sure it's not like moving around if I come in here and I do what I need to do. I'm gonna take a smaller brush And I'm just gonna dip right back into this Marc Jacobs here, and we are just gonna go in my eyes here. I'm just gonna add a little bit more depth here. You know, that's just something that I do on a regular. So even when I am not wearing eyeshadows, which I don't typically wear a lot of eyeshadows every day like that. I mean, we're talking about everyday wear, guys. So when you just want to throw something on and add some depth in your eyes here, I'm just gonna come down my nose. Now I'm just gonna go in and do a little bit of eyebrow. I'm gonna keep it natural. I am going in with my Kevyn aucoin. This is the Precision Eye Pencil. I really love this one because it's very low in oils, so it's not gonna move around all over the place, like it sticks. So with this one, I'm just gonna draw out my brow just a little bit. I'll just do at least this side for you guys and just how I do my brow here. And I just kind of draw underneath here. I like to shape it out real quick, real nice. And this brow pencil glides on really nicely. Like I don't have to press into it. Though it's low in oils, some brow pencils you have to kind of do that with it. But this one not. You don't have to do too much with it. And what I like to do is just brush the product into my brow, so then you don't have like that harsh line right there. But it looks like I need to come in a little bit right here just to fill that in. And then what I like about this brow pencil as well, it's very much a fine point. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm literally going to just start to draw in here like strokes in this area. I don't like my brows to look so blocky. I just don't care for that. So even if you don't have much brow there, you can always just do like light strokes to like fill it in right there. As you can see, it's starting to do a natural situation. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm just kind of like feathering it out, doing short hair like brow strokes, so it's not so I don't want my brow to be like super precise today, you know what I mean? I kind of want to keep it like, ooh, I'm doing that brow. Hold on a second. Now that I got my bushy brow going on, I'm gonna go in with my Anastasia. This is the brow gel. This is just in clear because I want my brows to still be like up here and stick up here all the way. So, you know, we're just gonna channel Pat, okay? I love a good 80s bushy brow. It's so in right now and I'm about this life. Let's put another product to the test. So we're gonna go in with this highlighter. This is also by Pat McGrath. And this one is in the color Golden. This is the Skin Fetish highlighter. Now I'm gonna go in on the highlighter side. Let's see how she does. I'm just gonna rub on here a little bit just to kind of warm it up, and then I can really place the highlighter where I want. I can manipulate it a little bit better instead of just like rolling it on. I just feel like it's a little bit better for me when I do it that way. And then this balm just kind of intensifies the lighter. So there we go. And it's working well. That's how she likes it. She likes it dewy, honey. She likes like almost like I just woke up like this. Like that's how she likes it. So you can kind of see how the highlighter is really working. I'm actually gonna go straight to that highlighter again. I'm just gonna come down my nose a little bit here, right here, kind of pull it into this area so you guys can kind of see how this highlighter is working. And look at it, it's just really like that natural, very, very natural situation. I'm gonna go on my eyes with this highlighter as well, and I'm just gonna add like just a little bit of gold pop right here just to kind of open my eye up a little bit. And I'm really just taking my brush here, very flat brush, just to add a little bit of pop just right here. I'm just gonna go in on the other side here. Same thing, I'm just tapping my flat shadow brush on here, and I'm just adding a pop in here, and I'm only going like halfway down my lid. Ooh, can you guys see the glow in my skin? Like look how gorgeous just like that highlight is right there. And my skin is just glowing. Like this is definitely some summertime stuff. I'm just gonna intensify the gold just a little bit. I'm gonna go in the Mothership 5 palette. Love these palettes, you guys. If you don't have one, pick them up. Yes, this is luxury beauty. It costs money, but these shadows are everything. The packaging on these are everything. It's very, very heavy. I mean, they're just really, really gorgeous. So I'm actually gonna go in with, and I don't remember all the names, but I'm going to go in with this color here, this gold color, just to kind of intensify here. And then I just want to intensify it just a little bit more, just to add more of a like, just a little bit, you know. I just gotta add a little something there, you know. And I'm just gonna kind of blow it out into my lid here. I just needed a little extra, you know. And then I'm just gonna come in here and just to do that. That looks pretty to me. So I'm gonna keep with like the creamy, dewy feel of this look. So I'm gonna go in with my Kevyn aucoin. This is actually a cream blush. And this color is Tantalize, which is a perfect apricot color. On the screen it's coming off a little pink, but when I tell you, it's just so beautiful. It looks amazing on so many skin tones. It's like that true apricot. So I'm just gonna use my MAC, this is the White Series brush. What I like to do is just kinda fluff it there, because with cream brushes, they stick, honey. So let's see how it works with this formula. Okay, it's sticking to this formula, honey. It's definitely, oh, a little bit more than I thought it was gonna stick. It's sticking to this, okay. Okay, let me go with my Booty Blender just to like settle it down a little bit. That's all you got to do. You know, I'm just gonna go a little bit over my nose so it just kind of looks like I got flushed with color there, and just kind of bring it in over, just a little flush of color. It's nice and apricot, so it just looks like, yes, you've been in the sun. So now I'm gonna go with my Fetish Eyes Mascara. This is also by Pat McGrath, and we're just gonna pull these lashes out. And so we're just gonna add some mascara here. And this is, again, the Fetish Eyes Mascara by Pat McGrath. Sometimes I like to like blink on the brush on you. And then let's hit this bottom lash right quick. So let's finish the look with more of a natural lip. So I'm gonna go in with my Makeup Forever. This is my artist pencil, and this color is in Anywhere Caffeine. So let's just line these lips real quick. And this is very much a more of a flesh tone color going into these lips, so you see how natural that color is. Okay, now I'm gonna finish off with a nude lipstick. This one's in NARS, and this color is in Morocco. I'll show you guys this color. It's like a beautiful, nice nude color with like a punch of peach in there. I love nude peaches, they're so pretty. And with this packaging, as most of you guys know, it usually isn't necessarily in this color, but with this packaging now, there are literally, I believe, like 72 shades in all. This is one of the original colors, so NARS sent this to me in a PR package with the 12 original shades, 12 original OG shades. And this one is in Morocco. Was so excited to get it. And so let's just throw her on here a little bit. There we go. So just kind of adds that peach in there a little bit. And it just keeps them like a little bit more of a peach flesh tone color. Okay, y'all, let's really get into this foundation. I love this foundation. Like, the more I'm looking at myself, I'm just so freaking beautiful and golden. Like, I can't, like, it's gorgeous. It just looks like that, really, like it says, a natural finish. I don't look super powdery. I really like the powder as well with it, because sometimes, you know, you can get a foundation, you're like, oh, the powder, or vice versa. Powder can be great, but the foundation's whatever. But these two together are really, actually really good. They pair really well together. Now, I will say this much, because if you only use this powder and it still keeps like that very natural, a little bit dewy situation going on, I would say, like, for me, in my instance, I would just go around the perimeter, as you guys saw how I just literally like set my foundation with the Pat powder, and then really like set it in down here with the Laura Mercier to lighten and brighten. So if you really crease anywhere badly, or your oils like really kick in certain places that you really don't want it to, then I would also suggest that maybe using a separate powder that's really gonna pack it down a little bit more. So like for me, as you guys saw, I packed it down here, I pack it down in here, because this powder is just gonna give you like that dust, that just that, you know, just to set it and still give you like that dewy. It's not gonna get you down. And if you want it just to be matte in certain areas, like I do, I don't like it to get dewy in here because it accentuates my lines, and I don't like it to necessarily be all dewy in here. I like this part of my face just to be a little bit more matte, but in here in my T-zone, I like that dewy. So you can even see the difference between my chin and in here. You will definitely find your tone. She kept the neutrals neutral. She kept the reds reds, but not too red, okay? I did notice that it was more like peachy red. You see what I'm saying? There's a difference. There's always a difference when you're doing red undertones. And this is for, you know, intensely yellow, for my golden girls, my yellow girls. This is like a good everyday foundation. It's super easy to work with. It's super easy to blend out, which that's what I love about it. You can take your fingers, do it. It wasn't splotchy, it wasn't patchy, it wasn't any of those things. Because as you guys noticed, I didn't even have to go back in with like a brush or anything to like even it out. It literally just like melted into my skin. I'm noticing even in here, it's filling in my pore. Actually, it is giving a blurring effect because I notice in here, it's starting to fill in my pores, which hell yeah, I love that. Hello, fill in my pores, shoot. Remember, this is all only one pump. So it was just one pump covered my face, and then I did maybe a quarter or half a pump just to like hit the areas that I just need a little bit more coverage, and it did really well with the coverage. Like as you can see, you can't see it. My scar isn't here, you can't see that. Now listen, I know, it retails for $68. $68. And then the powder retails for $55. Listen, let me tell you something. I know she's expensive, she's a little pricey, but guess what? What I do know about Pat, she's a very luxury brand. She started off as a luxury brand. She's up there with the Dior's and the Givenchy's, honey, and I love it. Why can't a woman of color have a luxury brand too, okay? Hi. Now, is it worth the $68? Yep, it's worth it. I'm gonna be honest, if all of y'all out there buying the Marc Jacobs and y'all buying the Givenchy's or whatever, this is just as worth it. And I'll tell you one thing about this, because of this foundation and the undertones of it, and just the way it's just like melting into my skin, I've tried a lot of luxury brands, and I really have. I've spent my money, or they've sent me PR packages, and this is one of the best ones. I'm just being honest. Like, I'm just being real honest about it. Listen, because you guys already know, I will tell you the truth. Like, if you're gonna spend your coins on something, it better be worth that price tag. So it's definitely worth it. I'm just, you know, hey, I'm all about a woman of color having a luxury brand, and I love it. You know, a woman of color can have a luxury brand too. I'm all the way here for it, honey. I had to take several seats when she came out with this one. I was like, yes, Pat. Yes, bring the Mothership foundation down. I need this in my life, okay? Thank you guys for joining me in another video. Go ahead and click your subscribe button, and also go ahead and sound off below. I would love to see you guys' comment. I would love to hear from you guys. And don't forget to hit your notification button so you never miss any videos by me. And until next time, I will see you guys on the next one. Mwah.